Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with a short Bodymoor Bulletin. I thought Kev did one last week. We're going to try and do these weekly, keeping you up to date with the latest Villa news. So quite a few bits to go through actually this week. First of all, though, please do not forget to leave a like on this video, comment on some of the things that we raise in some of the things that I raise in this video, and also please do consider subscribing. We're well over 1,000 now, on the road to 2,000. So please do click that subscribe button. Help us really grow the channel. So on to the news. First things first, the Villa accounts were released this week, and fairly positive news, really. Obviously announced a pre-tax profit of £400,000, so 0.4 million. Obviously not huge, but still good to actually make a profit. Over 200 million was invested in the playing staff. A lot of that obviously from the recuperation of the Jack Grealish money. Obviously, we've got money in for Carney as well. So it's actually good that we made a huge amount of money on one player, but we've got players of resellable value, which is positive, and also the continued backing of the women's team, continued backing in sort of developing the area, which is really positive to see. It's going to take a big amount of money to keep us where we are. A lot of times they say, that investment is to keep you standing still. If we want to push further up the table, obviously the owners are going to have to dig into their pockets to fund even more. So yeah, you let me know in the comments what you think. How much do we need to spend in the summer? Because we keep talking about backing Emery. How much backing does he really need to help us get into those the challenging for those European places if we're not already? One surprising revelation in the accounts was the exceptional payments, and a certain Mr. Randy Lerner was quoted in there as receiving a payment of £10 million, which was due to Villa having their third successive season in the Premier League. This payment was due to be paid by Tony Jaa, all remember him. And yeah, obviously he couldn't pay that, and it was stated in the contract that that payment um, would have to go via the club or the new owners. So yeah, it just shows you the amount of kind of planning and set and dealings that go on with ownerships and trading ownerships, that an owner that was in charge of the club, what, 2015, 2016, was still being paid last year, and £10 million is a huge amount of money, and just shows if we'd have had Tony Jaa in charge, I dread to think what would have happened to the club. So we've got to be thankful that the owners that we've got now, and the state that the club's in. So long may that continue, and yeah, hopefully we'll keep making profit and keep pushing up the league and moving on into the future. Obviously, we spoke on our latest episode, the Match Reaction Show. I think while we were doing it, Emmy Martinez was announced as the world's best goalkeeper, which is fantastic, and it's amazing to have to be a club that can claim that. The transfer speculation is rife with him, and it's going to continue. And now I think his dad's being interviewed and said how much Emmy loves the club, how much Emery loves him and wants him to stay, and how much he loves Emery. But I think the telling comments that he made was that he does want to win the Champions League, and that's his ultimate ambition. And I do think that that's priming us for potential big moves. And I just don't think we should get our hopes up with regards to Emmy Martinez staying. But I don't think it's through not loving the club. I just think it's an ambition thing, and whether we get another season out of him, or whether we cash in the summer if a big club does come in, I think we all wish him the best. But again, let me know in the comments: is Emmy going to stay? Are you really bothered? Do you think that we can replace? He obviously had a much better game against Everton, and he's obviously a huge presence. So he is going to be a big miss, but at some point we are potentially gonna lose him. So what do you think? But I do think those comments are, priming Villa fans to sort of say he loves the club, but we can't stand in his way. Further transfer rumours, though, these are going to be rife. We've been linked with a Hull City centre back called Jacob Greaves, 22-year-old, born in and around Hull. His father is a former Hull City player. He's played 118 games for Hull and 29 games while on loan at Cheltenham. Scored 4 goals for Hull. He's 6'2", as I said, young, 22, and English, and yeah, could be a decent player. He's touted at 7 million, and it seems like Nottingham Forest are interested in him as well. Now, obviously, Forest are doing quite well in the league this season, potentially to stay up. Is he going to choose them to get more game time, or is he going to come to Villa? Maybe be more of a younger player, maybe go back out on loan, but could be one for the future. And looks strong, playing a lot of games for Hull City in the Championship. We know what the Championship's like. We know that it produces good footballers as well. So yeah, one to watch, and at 7 million wouldn't be a bad signing at all. But yeah, I don't know a lot about him. If there's any Hull City fans watching, please do, or any Yorkshire villains watching, then please let me know what you think of him, and I'll definitely keep my eye out on him for future. I think Hull might be on the telly this week against West Brom, so yeah, be sure to check him out. And finally, really good news for a certain player. Ollie Watkins announced as a nominee for Player of the Month this month, or last month, sorry. Yeah, fantastic for him. Really, really good. And he's done really well this month in terms of scoring goals. He's obviously on a run of five goals in 5 consecutive Premier League games for Villa, 4 of them obviously in the month of Feb. It was great to see him score against Everton because that was the one victory that we had. Obviously scoring against Leicester, Man City, Arsenal, and Everton. And it's great to see, obviously, in the Talking Tactics show and in the Match Reaction show, we talked a lot about him, and he looks like he's hungry for goals. Looks like he knows he's going to score every time he has a shot, and he's staying in and around the box, and he's getting chances. So long may that continue, Ollie. Congratulations. I hope you go on and win it. Yeah, great stuff. And hopefully it gets announced this week that you've won the Player of the Month award, and keep those goals coming because we need them against Crystal Palace on Saturday. Another game that we should be going in to win. And we'll be doing a match preview for that on Friday. So please stay tuned for that. We also released our Talking Tactics show with Gareth Cooper, reflecting on the victory against Everton, which has gone down really well. So if you haven't watched that, please do check that out. And as I said at the start of the video, please do leave a like, comment on anything we've covered in this video. Jacob Greaves, Ollie Watkins, the ownership, and Emiliano Martinez. Please do leave your comments, and please do consider subscribing to the channel. And that is all from me. So we'll see you on the preview tomorrow, as I say, Friday. And all that's left to say is, remember, we'll follow the Villa. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.